Welcome to a yoga fitness night tonight. Puppy's got my mat, so I'm gonna have to modify and do it somewhere else to the side of the mat or whatever. We're gonna start out in our Tadasana and Samastiti. So you're starting here in Samastiti and then Tadasana. Taking a couple of breaths. And we're going to dive it down into a forward fold. Coming up halfway and step or hop into a downward facing dog. Holding for 5 breaths. Hey, buddy. 5. Then we're going to come into up dog and push back into downward facing dog for 1, 2, and you can curl your toes under, and that's 3, 4, 5, and then we're going to come back up. Take it into a plank position and then go from plank into low down into a cobra. And we're going to stretch here for just a second. There he goes. Okay, I need to scoot back into my mat. So, I have something in my eye. Let's come down onto our chest and do a bow pose here. So you're just going to lift up from the chest with both legs up and hold and come back down. A modification, you can just have your hands and arms out to your side, similar to a swan dive. So we're lifting up for 2, 3, 4, 5. Then put your forehead to your hands, reach back to grab one foot if you can. If not, just put your hand out to the side. And this is a bow pose. And then see if you can grab your other leg. If not, hands can just be extended out to the sides. And then we're going to lift up and try to rock for 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And release carefully, pushing up into a child's pose. And then carefully up into a downward dog where we're going to do hip circles. So taking the right leg and circling the hip for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and reverse. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then take the other leg. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And reverse. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Stepping forward into your right lunge position. Just holding the stretch. See if you can lift up and tap the knee. If you can, I'll turn to the side here. We're just tapping the knee down. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Put your hands back to the mat. Take your right leg up, and we're just going to kick it up and down for 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And set it down. Let's come into a plank chaturanga. Push in. My muscles are still healing, so those are taking some. Push back into a downward facing dog, and we're going to step forward with the left leg into a lunge. Put your hands on your knee. And again, we're gonna tap the knee to the floor. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Press your hands back to the mat. Take the left leg up and lower and lift it for 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Set it down, come into a plank, chaturanga, dandasana, but push back into upward facing dog, and then downward facing dog. And we're gonna lift up the right leg and roll the hip. Hold, hold, hold. And then the right foot is gonna come down to this arching position. And we're just gonna arch the arm up and down for 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And then flip back over and set that leg down. And do the same with the left leg. First, we're stacking the hips for a second, and then stepping down with that left foot. And then we're gonna just arch and do arm lifts for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Roll back over. Hold in your downward facing dog. Catch your breath. And then come into a plank in chaturanga again. And push up into upward facing dog. Back into downward facing dog. Hop either to the front, some part of your mat, into your Utkatasana. I need some space. Utkatasana chair. Come up, taking the right knee, circling the foot. We're coming into a tree pose. Up. So take your foot, place it to the inside of your leg, and hold. A couple of breaths. Then we're going to take the right leg and push it back and hold for warrior 3. Bringing it back to the front and step down. We're going to do the same with the left leg, bringing it up. Hold your knee, circle it around. Circle the foot around, place the leg on the inside, the foot on the inside of the leg. Balance. And then we're gonna take that leg, push back into a warrior 3, and hold. Stepping down. Into a fold, come up halfway, walk forward or step back, whichever way you were on your mat, into your downward facing dog. And plank, chaturanga, push up into upward facing dog, back down to downward facing dog, step forward with the right foot into our warrior 1. Arms are up, and then extend into warrior 2. Come forward, warrior 1, and that's number 2. Warrior 1, and the foot can turn forward, and that's 3. Warrior 1, and 4. Get a good stretch. Warrior 1, and 5. Taking the elbow to the knee. Now for an extended side angle. And reach, and then turn into a peaceful warrior. Reach back and elbow down for 2. And reach back for peaceful warrior. 3. Reaching back. 4. Back. And 5. And back. And then turn. Now we're in a triangle pose. You can rearrange your feet and then take your left hand, if your right foot is front, take your left hand to the mat and reach up to the sky with the right arm for your triangle, Trikonasana. Hold. Come to the knee, face to the knee, bend forward for a little lunge, and back for 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Stepping back into downward facing dog. Plank, chaturanga, and up into upward facing dog. Back down to downward facing dog. Stepping forward into our warrior 1, and then warrior 2. 1, 2, 3, a long extension of the legs, 4, and 5. Bring that elbow to the front knee, reach for an extended side angle, and back into your peaceful warrior for 1, 2, and reach, 3, 4, 5. Come back into your lunge position. Straighten up, placing the right hand close to the left foot, and we're going to reach up for a Trikonasana triangle pose and hold. And then the nose is going to come to the knee and bend for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Pushing back, taking the foot back into a downward facing dog, plank, chaturanga, dandasana. Oh gosh, up into upward facing dog, back down into downward facing dog, and then step or hop out wide into a malasana squat. And you can sit into this pose, press on the insides of your knees, or open up your hands if you want. Then we're going to go into a crow hopping position. So if you're still learning to do the crow, we're going to do a couple of crow hops. So lifting one foot and the other foot. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Carefully learning how, and then you can pick that one foot up higher and balance a little bit, then pick up the other foot a little bit higher. I don't know if you can see that. I'm balancing one-footed here, and then I'm lifting up the other foot So now it's my left foot that is balancing and resting on these triceps. Then I'm going to press my hands back into the mat and pick up both feet and balance it. My elbows are slippery from the lotion. Trying to get up there. And then step back down, forward fold, roll your body up, Tadasana, and back into your starting position. Thank you so much for joining me. Hope you enjoyed that little fit yoga session and have a great day. Bye.